jolly. There's something quite astounding you must see. It's the Weaver. Thanks to the Starstone you've collected, she's mended a portion of the tapestry. Look, a new story has been rewoven into time. A new portion of history appears to us for the first time in not even I know how long. Let us look together. Let us see what the Weaver has woven.
Long ago, two great generals led mankind in a terrible war. The dreaded Void Dragon threatened all of existence, and man and gods alike joined swords to stop it. The two generals were celebrated as the rulers of all, and even the gods paid them tribute.
I greet you, Honorable Master of the House. I am the Shepherd of Elements, and I control how they may flock towards your most imperial presence. So, if it pleases you, command me, and the elemental aspect of your choice shall once more settle among these holy halls. That is your final choice?
Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed.
Thy will be done.
Worthy of an Earth elemental, all right.
A kernel of serenity.
The Guardians mustn't listen to him. His every word is poison, such as no serpent has ever known.
The spirit of Father Nature came to me in a dream last night, and he told me to welcome you. Can't you tell? I'm the universe. You're the universe. Or I noticed you were bringing this place in close contact with the spirit of nature, and I thought to myself, with utmost pleasure, my friend, the Earth's knowledge is meant to be shared. May the Earth's vibration...
We meet again, and well met you are. Did you know I've constructed a little theory? The theory is this. You are not you. Or rather, you are you, but you is not all there is to you. And that goes for both of you. But I see you're staring at me like a cat. I think that you carry two souls inside of you. One that belongs to the mortal human beings that you are now, and one that belongs to... You remember that segment of the tapestry your efforts helped to mend, don't you? The two great generals? How they led the battle against the Void's first attack on Rivellon? It would explain a lot, wouldn't it? Your connection to the Void, your presence here at the end of time. True, the mystery of Starstone remains. As luck would have it, a new portal awaits. Perhaps answer...
What have we here? A study?
Wonderful. About time you got an education.
Guardians, dear guardians, when I see your faces, it is like the but oh, how my heart aches when I think of the duty you adopted. It was more than even the gods had the right to ask of you. In a ruptured world, wherein all resolve had crumbled, you renounced life and liberty to stand guard. When I despair, I think of your sacrifice. In my darkest hours, I cherish.
It's a good thing to be cherished.
Even though apparently we have to give up life and liberty for that to happen.
Hail, holy light, offspring of heaven, firstborn! About me. The Guardian's first disobedience, and the fruit of that forbidden box, whose depths brought death into this world, and all our woe with loss of source I remember. I come no spy with purpose to explore or to disturb the secrets of your realm, but secrets of my own I bring. The secrets of another world. Perhaps which way I fly is here. Myself am here, but in the lowest deep. A lower deep still threatening to devour this homestead opens wide. To ask or search, I blame thee not. For Rivellon is as the book of the gods before thee set, wherein to read his wondrous works and learn his seasons, hours or days or months or years. Whence thou returnest, and whither wentest, I know.
The last chest! If you believe yourself worthy of rifling through my ample treasures, I do dare you to prove it! Find my 4 sisters, no more than one in each of the realms of your wide world, and each...
How can I help you, my friend? Yes, that was a small fib on my part, I'm afraid. Zandalore is known as the Keeper of the Source, after all. And I didn't know how Source Hunters would react to my association with such a colorful character.
How might I serve our mission? Leandra. She desires to be Mother of the Void, but you have the power to undo her born in... Though they be baptized in blood, you can cleanse the Starstones still, and use them to thwart their grim queen.
Good to see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not? Of all the wicked things, the one substance you'll have to redouble your efforts, my friend. You'll have to find more Starstones before she does, and...
Why, I see Master Zigzags has upgraded from his shabby little hut at the edge of the hour. From the fairy dimension to the, space-time weaver hunter imp one. What do you call... Ha! Is that so? It seems I have my share to learn about the magical world yet. The end of time. Well, I must say, it's no small relief to find myself in a safe haven among such allies. I believe the answer to that begins centuries ago, when your order was still cutting down so-called dark magicians by the dozen. Ours was a family of born sorcerers, you see. It was in our blood to interact with Source. But our parents were determined to curb the power within us. Still, their meekness wouldn't save them from the Source Hunters. I am, but there is more to our kind than they teach at your academy. Source isn't only blood and madness. It's like lightning, We sorcerers are like metal steeples. Source is drawn to us and it flows through us. But what so many fail to understand is that Source can be controlled. The power-drunk through history have abused it, and all the world's sorcerers have borne terrible consequences. Tell me, Source Hunter, in all your hours studying the arcane arts, did your great masters ever suggest that perhaps not all Did you ever hear, even once, that some of us were weak and gentle? That we could be simple forest folk healing the sick and frozen each winter? No. I doubt also that they'd mention that one day this hunt of yours would birth a broken soul powerful enough to inch all of Rivellon toward oblivion. No. No, that would be going too far and eschewing my own responsibility. I believe Leandra's long fall down did begin at the hands of some of your own order, but it was I who sparked all of this. They came on a quiet morning. My mother was wild with fright and commanded me to hide myself and Leandra outside, among the trees. Even we climbed high into the branches of a nearby tree, and before we could look away, our parents were cut down without ceremony before... The Source Hunters sauntered away, wiping their blades with pride. 2 more sorcerers dead, a job well done. From that moment on, everything was different. As we trembled in that tree, our fear and our desperation were so potent that the magic within us began to weave together. Our souls became forged together, our bond unbreakable. We would survive, thrive even, within those woods, never speaking to outsiders. Our soul forge meant that if one of us were to die, the other would instantly perish too. We kept one another close. Leandra's capacity was enormous. Source didn't frighten her, and she delved into that dark well with terrible regularity. I did my best to guide her, but she fast outgrew my admonitions. My sister and I were mired in a solitary existence, witches among the trees when Zandalor came. Leandra especially couldn't leave him be. He was a feast of information, and she wouldn't rest until she'd absorbed every bit of knowledge he offered. Their days were spent on charms, hexes, and the like. At night, Leandra would wander off to practice what she'd learned, and Zandalor and I would settle into our quiet tasks, side by side. We were a content trio, the 3 of us, but base impulse would undo us. As you know, Leandra and I were soul-forged. This offered us a window into one another's souls. I knew Leandra had developed feelings for Zandalor, and she knew I had too. But it was me to whom he confessed his love. Those quiet evenings together had captured his heart, as they had mine. Her heart broke the moment we announced our new attachment, and I felt the pain of it as sharply as a knife. She fled, without a word, and I didn't see her for 2 terrible years. My connection to her, our soul forge, grew weaker. It was as though some third entity, a parasite, were atop our souls, sucking the strength from it day by day. I believe that our soul forge has been damaged. By what? I can only guess. The fraying of the bond between us has left Leandra adrift in a well of sorrow she truly believes will never end. What she needs is a hand. My hand, out of this abyss. If our soul forge is repaired, I am certain she'll cease blazing this path of destruction. I cannot condone the terrible things she's done, but I can seek to understand them. With our soul forged in such tatters, I believe Leandra is adrift in the not at all inconsiderable sorrows of our lives. What's more, I sense a terrible force bearing down upon the bond between us. It is hungry, and it consumes ever more of Leandra's mind and soul. I cannot say exactly what this force might be, but I'm certain it's both driving me out and driving Leandra on. If I could only repair the forge, I'm certain she'd put a stop to this madness. We've a single order of business first and foremost. Leandra is gathering an army, and I fear we'll have to get through it if we wish to find her. But first, we must learn more about Leandra's plans. How many of these so-called Immaculates does she have in her palm? And your journey must begin in the Lacula mines, where she has been accumulating materials and manpower for a purpose as yet unknown. The way will be dangerous. Her allies are growing more powerful and numerous by the minute. But we must discover exactly what Leandra is planning, and what. A soul forge comes with its own benefits, Source Hunter. Though our connection has weakened, I still see the occasional vision of Leandra's doings, the pangs of her deepest felt emotions, and flashes of her one vision. I had thought it was only a nightmare, but now I see it was something much worse. Leandra is collecting materials. Precisely what? I cannot say. Her frustrations are rivaled only by her mirth. I can see she's growing closer and closer to achieving something dire. You must make your way deep into the mines to see. The way may be treacherous, but you must get inside. I fear my sister is doing something dreadful so far.
A question has me stumped, milady. Why are there two of us? Two beings that record all of history parallel to one another.
That is a good question, Zigzags. One without a conclusive answer, though its resolution may lie in conception. Where you chronicle, I both chronicle and create. Where you arrive at conclusions, I spin origins besides.
What's the word, Source Hunter? Your journey must begin in a soul. Her frustrations are rivaled only by her mirth. I believe they came, we climbed the sword. From that moment we would my sister, Leandra especially, we were as you know, but her heart, my connection to her, our soul forge.
Good to see you on the shelter plane. A home away from home, is it not? It shall be my pleasure.
How might I serve our mission? In the drift, accept.
I hope your quest fares well, dear hunter.
Our heroes have chosen fine vessels for their return. Mere humans I'd have saved but a little while ago, and yet they managed to free us again.
made a goddess gliding through the forest.
That doesn't look like your best work there, dear. You're tired, aren't you? I told you you'd be.
Mara, my sweet, I do wish you'd stop interrupting me.
I feel like I've just had a long bath in a cold lake.
Come, spin your web for me.
whirlwind.
Mercy on your soul. Death is his own deliverance.
What a deluge! spirits leech this evil from my blood.
I feel like I've been set in stone.
Spirits of Revelon, aid me. Feel my legs. Into the fray once more.